Welcome to another video from DIY Daily. Just going to put together a quick video, just running you through a basic engine service on this 2024 Hyundai I20, and this one's the 1 litre turbo engine code G3LE. Now on this one's only done 10,000 miles. It's a really clean example. If you are taking your vehicle into a garage for a service, there's lots of other checks that do get done. Obviously it goes on the ramp, they'll be inspecting all your brakes, your suspension, your exhaust. Loads of other items will be getting checked, and obviously it will go in for like a full diagnostic scan at the same time as well. But in this video we're just going to run through the basic checks you want to be doing in the engine bay and changing the oil filter and the air filter. Now we've got some new Perflux filters and the right capacity of oil and the right grade as well. If you check the links in the description below, I'll put links to all the tools, all the parts used, all the torque settings and all the capacitors as well. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, just click on the red subscribe button below to make sure you don't miss out on any future content. But yeah, just before we start with the filters, just show you around the engine bay quickly. So I've had a quick check over this on the ramp already as well. The only thing I have done is just take the top cover off. Simply just pops on, just took that to the back there. It just covers over the oil filler cap there. But yeah, just for visual checks in the engine bay, obviously you've got the screen wash there. See, I've just filled that up. Got your coolant there, which has got a min and a max on it. You can just see it's just below the max there. It's absolutely perfect. Got your brake fluid reservoir at the back there. Again, you can see just below the max there, which is about perfect. I'm not going to worry about topping that up. Other than that, as I said, this one's a really clean one, so there's not really anything to sort of show you on it at all really. But the things that you can see, obviously check the condition of the auxiliary belt for what you can see of it. Check all your pipes, your coolant pipes, your aircon pipes, your fuel pipes, your brake pipes. Have a really good look round them just to make sure that you can't see any obvious signs of any leaks, and obviously check that you can't see any bits that look like they've been chafing. Obviously if you can see a pipe that's chafed, you might be able to move it and secure it in the right place to stop it causing a problem in the future, that's also. But other than that, just case checking your battery's secure and just a good look round really, just making sure you can't see anything that looks amiss. But yeah, on this one, the first thing I'm going to do, nice and easy job, just get the air filter changed, and then we'll crack on, run you through the oil and filter change, and then just get in the vehicle and just show you how you do the service light after as well. So yeah, the air filter, really straightforward on these. A couple of pop tabs there, just one there and one there, and you can simply pop the filter housing up and then just get the filter out. So we'll just do that now and just swap that over. As you can see, it's not too bad at all, this one, but it's 2 years old now. I do like to keep on top of it, so we are going to be changing it. Now, I've just had a quick look in there and it looks absolutely immaculate inside the filter housing, but if there is a lot of debris and leaves or anything like that in there, always just give the filter housing a bit of a clean out with a hoover as well. Right, so now that we've done the air filter, next thing we'll do is send it up in the air and get the oil dropped out and swap the filter over. So I'm just going to pull out the dipstick tube, just take the oil filler cap off, and what this does is just allow the oil just to run through a little bit better as well. And when changing the oil, I do like to do it while the engine's still slightly warm. You don't have to be red hot, but if you just do it when it's warm, the oil does tend to run out a bit better as well. So yeah, we'll just send it up in the air now. There's an under tray on there, so we'll just run you through getting that down, and then we can get the oil dropped out. Right, so we've just got it up in the air now. You can see it's got quite a big under tray on it, but it's not too bad to get down. Basically got a load of these little clips. You just need to pop the centre down, it's like a little rivet, pop the centre down and then you can get the clip out. I think there might be some 10 mils, yeah, you can just see a couple of 10 mils at the back as well. So I think just three 10 mils, and the rest of it is all just clips. So I'll just get all them off. I've just got a big pile of clips there. Didn't notice earlier on, but there's actually 4 more 10 mils just across the centre of the tray there as well. Right, so you can just see we've got the under tray off now. Obviously, as I said earlier on, this one's a really nice, clean example. It's only done 10,000 miles. And just show you quickly, got the sump pan here. Got a 17mm sump plug in it, so we're just going to undo that quickly. Just get the oil draining out. While that's draining out, I'll then just undo the filter and just let any excess oil drain out of there as well. And while the oil's draining, I'll just give you a quick walk around and just show you some of the items that you'd be inspecting, or would be inspected if it was in for like a service in a garage as well. So yeah, we'll just crack on now, undo that 17 and drop the oil out to start with. That's the sump plug off, and I've actually just got a new, just make sure your washer comes off with it, and I've got a new washer to swap over before we refit that as well. Right, so the filter's off, the oil's all draining out now. Now ideally you want to leave it for a good 5 minutes draining. Now I know this vehicle, it's been bought from new. This is the first time it's actually been serviced. You can see it's got the genuine Hyundai oil filter on it, so it's the original filter. And just while that's draining, ideally you really want to leave it for about 5 minutes. Just give you a quick walk around, just show you some of the bits that you could be having a look at if you did have it on the ramp, or if you can get access to see some of them. So you've just got your auxiliary belt there. Again, you can just check the general condition of that. Your water pump's just there. Just check and just make sure you haven't got any staining or any sort of antifreeze marks around there as a sign of a water leak or anything like that. Go into the suspension on the wheel side. You've got your drive shaft, and check your boots, your inner and your outer boots on there, or your inner's obviously your gearbox side one there, and your outer on your wheel side there. You've got your track rod ends there, check your boots on. You can check play, obviously rocking the wheel to check the play, where you'll feel any play in your track rod ends there. And your roll bar links, again to check the play on them, you can just grab the bar and work it up and down. You've got your ball joints there, check your rubber boots on your ball joints, and again when you're working the wheel, if you've got any play you'll tend to feel it through the wheel. And you've got your bushes for your suspension arms there, your steering rack boots, obviously anything like your brake pipes. So the wheels are on this one, so it's a little bit hard to see some of it, but the brake pipes are up there. Obviously inspect your brake pipes and your springs, make sure there's nothing wrong there. And generally just condition around the engine and gearbox. Again, you'd be looking for any leaks or anything like that, or any parts that's chafed, any wiring that's damaged or like that. You've got your engine mounts that you can check your mounts as well. Condition of your subframe. Obviously, again, this one's a really new one, really clean. There's definitely no issues with it. But again, on this side, you've got your drive shaft there with your inner and your outer CV boots there. Your caliper and your brakes. Obviously check your condition of your brakes and your discs and your pads. Now you can see your pads, sometimes they're a little bit tricky to see with the wheels on, but you want to be checking how much wear's left on the actual brake pads. And then coming back from that, obviously you can see some of the exhaust from the back of the engine there. Follow it back, checking all your exhaust and the condition of it, just making sure that it's nice and secure and you can't see any blows or leaks anywhere. Your fuel tank, your fuel pipes, again looking for any damage or leaks there. Now we're at the back end, you've got your springs to check, make sure you can't see any broken springs or anything. Your shockers, obviously the same on the front with your shocks as well. You'll be checking for if any of your shockers are popped, you tend to see it's all damp down the shaft of the shocker there. Your bushes on your shockers, and obviously you've got your rear brakes that you can check, same as the front again as well. And your brake pipes, your flexi hoses, just make sure, again flexi hoses. On any older vehicles, you won't be checking the ferrules on them, making sure there's no damage there. Other than that, obviously you've got your tyres. Check all around your tyres for wear, any little cuts or anything like that. And make sure it's worn nice and even. On the service, the tyre pressures will obviously be getting done as well. But yeah, it's just like a general quick walk round, just show you some of the bits while waiting for the oil to drain out. I think it's probably had about 5 minutes nearly now, so all we're going to do now at this stage, just get the new filter. I'll just nip the filter up. Now the torque setting for the filter, it does say to run it up, put a bit of fresh oil around the seal, And then there's a bit of the torque setting does range from like 12 to something like 15.7 Newton meters. That's the exact torque setting, but generally I would say always put a bit of fresh engine oil on the seal, and just a good nip by hand as tight as you can get is generally about right for a spin on oil filler. So we're just going to put that on next. I'll put the new seal on the sump plug, just lightly run it in by hand, and then I'll just run you through the torque setting for the sump plug as well. Torque setting for the sump plug does officially say 34 to 44 Newton meters. I'm going to do it at 40 in the middle, so just nip that up now. Right, so we're all torqued up now. I'm just going to give it a quick wash off with some brake cleaner. It's just that way, if you've got it all nice and clean, when you come to running it up, it's nice and easy to check and make sure you haven't got any leaks. Right, so it's all washed off now. The only other thing I've done, just personal preference really, I just like to do it. Just write the mileage on there that it was changed at and the date. Just put a little mark on there so that I can if I've got any issues or it's leaked, I can just make sure that it hasn't slipped around and that's the reason it's leaked or anything. And same again with the sump plug, just that you know where it's set when you torqued it up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to put the under tray on just yet. Just like to put it back together, get the oil in it and just run it up. It's nice and easy to check for any leaks and if you haven't got the under tray on. So I'll just drop the vehicle down now and just get some oil in it. Right, just drop the vehicle down now. Next thing we can do is just pop some oil in it. And the right capacity is 3.6 litres and it's a fully synthetic 0W20 oil. And again, if you want to check the links in the description, I'll put links to the proper grade of oil that you can get. So yeah, let's just get it filled up now. Right, so we've got the right capacity of oil in now. Next thing I'm going to do is just strike the engine up, just leave it running for about 10 seconds, then I'm going to turn it off, just check the level, just make sure it's about roughly right, and as long as we're happy at that, ideally to check the level properly, you do need to have it on level ground and have it settled for at least 5 minutes. I'm just going to make sure it's roughly about there before we leave it running, send it up in the air, make sure I've got no leaks, put the under tray on, and then we can drop it down and do a final level check. So let's just start it up quickly now, just make sure it sounds okay. Just try and focus on that. Not quite focus on the dipstick very well, but you can just see it's about there, which is about 2/3 of the way up the dipstick at the minute. Minimum's there, maximum's there. So all I'm going to do is perfectly okay for now. Just going to leave it running, just while we send it up in the air, check everything, and then we'll just finally check the level and get it to bang on right at the end of the video. So yeah, let's just crack on and get that under tray on. No issues there, you can see everything's bone dry all around the dips, all around the sump plug tray, absolutely spot on. No issues there at all. We'll just crack on, get the under tray on now, get it back down and just get that final level set right. Right, so just left it settling for about 5 minutes now. Just going to check the level and just see where it's at. Back there if I can get it, so it's just about there, which is, as you can see, just below the full line there. So it's about bang on. Normally with these I like to set it anywhere from about 3/4 to full. It's absolutely perfect that. So what we're going to do now at this stage is just put the cover on, just give it a quick clean up around the engine bay, then we'll just nip back in the vehicle and just show you how to reset the service light on it. Alright, so that's it, we're all cleaned up now. We can get the bonnet shut. Let's just get in the vehicle and run you through the service light. Right, so we've just got into the vehicle now. Just checked the service book, and it has actually had one service in there, a year old. I was thinking that this was its first service, but it's actually obviously 2-year-old now. So it has had its first year service, and this is its second year service. Now, all we're going to do is reset the service light. On these Hyundais, there is actually a function to turn the service light on and off, so it might not actually have a message come up. But again, just show you how to do that quickly. So all we're going to do to start with, just use the controls on the steering wheel here just to get to the settings menu. So if you just scroll down, you want to get to where it says about the settings. Sorry, press that one above it to start with. And just to get to that menu there, then press and hold the OK button there, and then it will actually bring the service menu up just on the main display here. So once you've got this up, you can go into, I think it's on driver assistance, or is it convenience? Yeah, sorry, into convenience, and you've got service interval. Now you can see on service interval, so on this one, it's actually not enabled at the minute, so it's not going to come up with a service light. If you want it to come on, you just simply turn it on there, set the distance. Obviously this car I know doesn't do a lot of miles, so I'm going to put it at 10,000. At 10,000 miles there, but it'll probably be a year. It generally does about 5,000 a year, this one. So if we set it at 10,000 or 365, thought it was on days, 12 months, better not do 365 months. So that's now set at a year, 10,000 miles. And then once that's up, it'll ping up a service light on there. So I'll leave that on. It's always nice to leave that on. But yeah, quite a straightforward reset. So we're now just going to simply come out the menu. And that's it. The service light reset's done. But yeah, hope that video helps. Someone just having if you want to know how to have a basic, give it a basic engine service on there. Obviously, I didn't do the spark plugs on this one. It's just at 10,000 miles and 2-year-old. It really doesn't warrant the spark plugs replacing. They are quite straightforward to do. Hopefully in the future I might be doing another video on one of these where I'll be changing the spark plugs, just to run you through that as well. But yeah, hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.